Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast. I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2027.5.2 divided by 3.5 times 5. The album, Dad AF. Rock on, gorgeous woman. Okay, are you guys ready for this video? I am so excited to make videos today. This is a twofer Sunday. It's just another twofer Sunday. So there will be 2 videos today. I will film this one, go over there, upload it, and come back and film another one. So come back, because I got 2 things to say today. Well, I have about 1,000 things to say today, but I was going to put all of it into one video. But what I want to say about today's topic, James Charles, it kind of started to become something bigger than what I had originally meant to make the video about. So, yeah, I have had a great day today. My husband and I, we went out to brunch, you know, got up this morning, all that. And then we went to brunch and we did a little shopping at the mall. We went into the Lush, we went to the David's Teas. I returned something to Ulta, and now I'm here. So let's talk about James Charles, okay? So when I originally thought about making this video last night, I was going to call it like James Charles bad joke goes wrong or something like that, right? And I was going to talk about how, like, this video that James, this thing that he recreated, which we're going to get into in just a second, on the heels of him tweeting out some things that, you know, apparently James thinks he is like the silliest sister in the world. And I agree, kind of, okay? He is such a silly sister. But no, he thinks he's so funny. He thinks he's like basically the world's biggest comedian. So apparently, if his makeup gig doesn't work out for him and his singing gig doesn't work out for him, we'll see him doing stand-up. I can't wait. So anyway, that was called sister sarcasm, if you couldn't tell. Okay, so anyway, he tweeted out on the 18th, here it is, he put up, really excited to announce that next week I'll be launching a medium-sized James Charles Morphe palette, perfect for in-between time when you're not traveling, but also not at home. I'll be so good. It'll be so good. I've been working on it for the last 29 months, so I hope you enjoy. Now, I mentioned this in my video the other day, but this is kind of his way of making fun, okay? Number one, of everybody coming for the mini palette, because, you know, the mini palette is basically just exactly, a identical copy of the larger one. Now, I have to tell you, I was in my Ulta today, and I looked, and they had many of the mini palettes left, as they did the other day. Also, I did a giveaway the other day. I'll be announcing the winners tomorrow, in my video tomorrow, so you want to come back and see that. And I'm going to be doing another giveaway this week, so stay tuned. When I was in there, I asked the girl, just, you know, if you watch my review video, you know, I sometimes trap the people, okay? Like, I asked them a question that I already know the answer to. So, when I was going through the line at Ulta, I said to the girl that worked there, she was very nice. She was really, really nice, right? And I said, are you going to get the mini palette? And she said, no. She's like, I already have the original palette. And I said, yeah, but isn't the mini palette a little bit different? She goes, no, it's exactly identical. And she goes, but just smaller. What? And I said, well, there's less amount. She goes, well, yeah, that. She goes, but it's basically the same exact palette, right? Okay, so anyway, so James said that, and then he said, just wait until James Charles and Morphe extra large palette comes out. You guys are not ready. And at this point, people thought sister sarcasm was a little silly, okay? In fact, they thought it was a little sister rude, is what they thought it was, okay? Then James put up this tweet and it said, but wait, if you were excited about the XL palette, just wait until the XL brush set launches. You guys seriously need this in your kit. Okay, imagine being 20 years old and being at the top of your game and having a release that people are criticizing, and your way is to respond in a funny way, okay? If I were a PR agent, what I would come out and say is, we have to make people want this palette. Like, they do not even know how bad they want this palette, right? Like, they today, they think it's a joke. Tomorrow, they're gonna be like, I have to get my hands on that palette, right? He's stupid. He's making fun of his own product, and nobody's gonna want it, okay? So then, he does this meet and greet. Now, I did my video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, it's about this meet and greet mess and all this kind of stuff that happened, right? Well, he does this thing, he films this thing, okay? And it's him and his friend sitting there, and this girl comes out and whatever, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, Oh, he's imitating, I think their name is the Dobre brothers, that used to be part of Jake Paul's Team 10 house. I'm like, oh, he's imitating the Dobre brothers. Okay, so here, I'm going to put up their video, which went viral last week, which was true. They really were rude to a friend, or to a friend. Thank you for being a friend. That's where all these people act like they're fans to their friends, but their fans aren't. Even James Charles uses a fan to make a joke. So it's like, you don't really care. You're just doing it to do a joke, okay? So anyway, so I'm going to show you their video first, the Dobre brothers, and then I'm going to show you, what's his name? James Charles. I'm making a video about him, I should know his name, right? Sister James video, okay? You tell me which one do you think is funnier. Now, mind you, the first one was real. It really did happen. Oh my God, that's so sister silly. I can't stop from sister laughing or whatever. Anyway, that was real funny, wasn't it? And such an original idea that he had to do something really fun and recreate this really rude moment that the Dobre brothers had with this fan, right? That was so funny and so original that JC and Kian had already done it. James Charles could not come up with an original idea to save his life. So anyway, I'm watching this all go down and I'm like, okay, all of these jokes, it's too much, right? And at this point, I'm like, this is really, it's starting to look bad. It's starting to look like you are just so needy for attention. And in fact, I was looking at other people and they were saying on Twitter, you would see somebody go, this is just James wanting attention. And there'd be 10 people underneath it and being like, when did James not want attention? This is always what he's doing. He's always trying to do things for attention, right? And I do believe that James is under the belief that attention drives, attention drives attention, but attention drives sales, right, on his palette, and that he just has out. So this is a perfect time to bring a lot of attention to himself because then it'll sell more palettes, but it's just not working this time. And how do I know? Let me tell you, okay? And this is where yesterday, the release of Shane and Jeffrey's palette is really going to screw James Charles, okay? So Morphe Brushes put up this picture yesterday. And underneath it, they put, Minnie meets the OG. The OG of what? Vicky of Orange County? Is that who it is? Oh my God. Okay. Take the fan fave James Charles Artistry palette on the road or anywhere with the new mini palette. So they're calling the original James Charles palette that you can still get in every store, okay? They're calling that the OG. This is the mini of the OG. Okay. Well, I don't think that people necessarily felt that way because let me read you some of the comments that I received, okay? Not gonna lie, Jeffree Star's mini palettes are better than that. For a mini palette, why couldn't James pick out the best colors for mini version instead of making a toy version out of it? I love Morphe. I'm not mad at them. James Charles didn't need a mini version. My inner artist is eagerly awaiting the Shane and Jeffree palette. Stop wasting our time, James. Hard pass. Not worth it. I'm literally reading these in a row, you guys. This is a joke. How? What? A lackluster launch, way to go team. 100 points for creativity and originality. Size comparison to one of the Morphe 35 pan palettes, question mark? Nah. Boring the house, waiting for Jeffree Shane collab. Sleeping on this and waiting for the Shane Jeffree palette. To be honest, we're all just pumped for the Shane Jeffree launch, so this had its moment a year ago. Start teasing the conspiracy. Let's see what else. Waiting for Shane and Jeffree. The mini palette looks so boring, to be honest. This is way too extra. I work at Ulta, and we haven't sold any of them at all whatsoever. And then it goes in, there's a whole thread underneath there. How about let's see. How about a mini Jaclyn Hill original palette? To anyone saying this isn't a cash grab, but the Jeffree and Shane isn't, y'all are delusional. And that's a good question. Is the mini palette by James Charles a cash grab? It's literally the same thing. Now, several people like Manny are coming out and saying, like Manny and UA and some other people are coming out and saying that it's not identical, that it's different, but a lot of people are coming out and saying that it is identical. I mean, it is absolutely identical. So who knows? I don't know. I haven't compared them, and I'm a booty guru, not a beauty guru. Anyway, And then it also says, let's say, this is a joke. F to all the people who paid $45 for the same but bigger palette. Rather buy a bunch of Jaclyn Hill's lipsticks with these 2 cash grabs. Can't wait for the Shane Jeffree Star collaboration palette though. Too bad I have priorities right now. Who's ready for the Shane and Jeffree? Nobody cares. I post more about the Shane and Jeffree collab. Too bad I'm saving for the Shane and Jeffree palette. James and Morphe really thought they did something. Shaking my head. Okay, wait. OG, because the original came out in 2018, seems a little forced. It's the exact same palette with the added mirror. I'll be waiting for the Jeffree Star and Shane collection. And then it goes, this is stupid. Who cares about this palette? I'm waiting to spend my money on the Shane and Jeffree. That's an actual collab. I also can't, no, I'm not gonna read that, that's mean. Can I stop seeing this everywhere? Thanks. Now Shane and Jeffree palette, please. Yes. Wait, so what's the difference? You all really moved this launch up for the Shane and Jeffree as it should have been. This isn't gonna sell. James should have done something else completely different. Wow, the exact same palette, boring. Where's the Shane Jeffree palette? Can't wait for that. And then somebody said, I'll be here for the comments. Me too. You know, so it's interesting. There's the people. That's not me. That's what the people are saying about this. The people are saying that they are ready for a Shane and Jeffree collab, you know, or the Shane and Jeffree palette to come out. It almost kind of makes you wonder if Morphe should have sat down with James and said, we know that the Shane and Jeffree palette is coming out, and this is really not a good time for you to release your palette. You know, ultimately, Morphe, being the one that's doing the collab with James, is the one that makes that ultimate decision. So did Morphe set James up for failure? I mean, is that what really happened? Because they could have said, we are not releasing this 2 weeks before Shane and Jeffree come out with theirs, and we know that they're going to be coming out because they talked about November 1st, because in the video, we saw that they let the people at Morphe know when their launch date was. So did they set James up? Like, I mean, this could be all about Morphe, right? And anyway, it's very, very interesting to me what is going on behind the scenes. And is it a cash grab for Morphe, or is it a cash grab for James? Is it a cash grab for Morphe at James' expense because now James looks stupid? Did James know this? Did they offer James a time to change his date and he said, absolutely not, I'm sticking with this? Did James really think that this was going to sell out? Who knows, you know? But the reality is, we're Friday, Saturday, Sunday into the sale now, and it is not sold out. And this is unheard of with James's previous sale, where it sold out immediately. So it is an important moment for James to drive a lot of attention to his sale. I just think that James is doing it in a really bad way, you know? The meetup was absolutely 100% that he just did at La Brea Mall. That was all for the attention of this palette coming out. I mean, everything he's doing right now is about the palette, and should be, and it should be, okay? Because he is a businessman, and this is his business, and this is his product that he is selling. Everything that he is doing right now, he should be obsessed with the selling of this palette, right? He should be doing all kinds of looks videos and things like that and posting them instead of going a Friday when he usually posts and not. He should be like putting this out there. He could be really driving positive attention to the selling of this palette. So it's interesting to me that this is all going down. It doesn't surprise me that he's craving for attention right now, because I think that that's, you know, he thinks that's good business. The thing is that he's doing it in a wrong way. This is just a bad look, because the old James of the arrogance and the look at me, look at me, look at me, it doesn't work for him anymore. People don't want to see that. Whenever I make a James video, I get so many comments from people that they're like, you know, he's arrogant, blah, 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 whatever. But the thing is, you can't be critical of James because he won't listen to it, right? So if you're critical of him, he doesn't hear what you're saying. Right? So, but we all need people to be critical of us. We all need people to have a critical eye. You know, I was watching last night, I've been watching this documentary about Jeremy Scott, the designer Jeremy Scott, and he has this very, very close friend of his that is a personal stylist, and she is fantastic, right? Fantastic. So to the point where she looks at stuff and she says, no, you're not putting this down the runway. This will not work. No, you're not doing this. No, you're not doing that. Because she loves him enough to tell him what he needs to hear, right? And at one point, he even fights her on it. And he goes, well, this is a maybe. And she goes, no, that's a no. That's what good friends do, okay? So you know what? A lot of people are telling James, you need to take a look at this in a different way, and he's just really not wanting to hear it. James is going to be his own downfall, and that's going to be the really sad part of all of this. You know, that he could have just had it all, and I know it appears that he's at the top right now, but I think if we looked at everything across the board, Jeffree Star's already past James Charles, you know? A lot can change in a month, a lot can change in a year. James Charles a year from now, could be kind of irrelevant. And I was thinking about this because I was looking back on how he started his career. He started his career with the picture, the senior picture, and then the cover, and then the Ellen show, and then the cover girl thing, and all that kind of stuff. And then if you remember, there was a lot of drama with the Ebola statement and all this kind of stuff. James has always stayed relevant by drama, by big headlines, Ellen show, cover girl, all this kind of stuff. Even the ring light picture for the senior picture, all of it is about him keeping relevancy, not about the fact that he is a talented makeup artist, which he is, but about, and not a certified trained makeup artist, but a self-taught makeup artist. It's not about that. It's not about his talent. None of it is about that. It's all about, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at the drama, look at all this kind of stuff to keep him relevant. His popularity is based on his relevance, which is why today the majority of the things that we talk about with James has really nothing to do with makeup. It has to do with Sugar Bear hair sponsorships, and it has to do with him winking in a video, and it has to do with his friends at a meetup, and it has to do, with what he wore to the Met Gala. It has to do with all these things that absolutely have nothing to do with his career of doing makeup. So if you take all of that away, who is James Charles? Like, it makes you wonder. And where will he be 5 or 10 years from now? Will he be completely irrelevant? That's a scary thought. And if it were me, I would tell him, you need to start banking a little bit more on the career that you built, So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.